Hi, welcome to the Crack of Dawn. It's Dawn Lombardi and Rich Conestraro. He's our director tonight. We're having a blast. There's a board meeting tonight. I can't believe it. There's like 13 cars, maybe 15 in the driveway. It's crazy. Hopefully they're holding on to Nutmeg TV because you know what? We need this channel. We have to have it. And the other thing is there's so many other channels that I can't even stand it. I can't focus. I'm going to develop a worse case of ADHD with all these channels to pick from because there's just too many decisions. It's like when you go to Molly McFly's. I love it, but the menu is so long that it takes an hour just to order, you know? It's too many things. So here's what we're doing tonight. They wanted me to do a picture of Nutmeg TV, and they paid for the canvases, and they want it really big. And there's going to be two of them. One's going to be the inside. So you can say that's going to be our plein air painting because I got to paint exactly what I see, which is across from me. You can't see it here, but recently I was on the sports show, the racing action show with Larry Mangillo from Berlin. Thank you, Larry. That was so fun. Anyway, now we're back with me. So what I'm doing is I'm standing up because, I don't know, it's a big painting, and Jackson Pollock used to work like over his paintings. They were huge, but he used to, you know, spray paint everywhere and stuff like that, and he worked walking around his canvas. I couldn't fit an easel in my car, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to show you how to do it like this. So I'm doing it facing down. The canvas isn't that huge, but I mean, you can see it's pretty big. But I'm going to do a abstract impressionist painting, which is going to be sort of an abstract impressionist of the Nutmeg TV channel. So I'm going to make it very loose, which is the abstract side of it. But it's still going to be an impressionist painting, which is going to have different lights and darks. You can see already, this probably took me like maybe 5 or 10 minutes while Rich was setting up the cameras. And what I'm doing is, I'll show you what I was doing, is I'm working from a photograph, so I'll put that there. You can see, maybe over here, there's a lot of yellow. So what you do, and green, but we're going to do kind of a fall scene because we are the Nutmeg state, and you know, everybody thinks the fall is the most pretty, you know, the prettiest season in New England. I don't know, you know, it's funny because summer's beautiful. I wouldn't say they would say it was as great as, you know, the fall leaves, but sometimes I don't like the fall leaves because to me, sometimes they all blend together and look like a bunch of throw up, and I don't think it looks that good sometimes. So to me, it's not really my favorite. I kind of like winter scenes. But since everybody's a big fan of the fall, we're doing the fall. Plus, Chris gave me a fall painting, Chris Bennett. Hi, Chris. He is here now, I think. So great. There's lots of great people here at Nutmeg TV, and if you ever want to do your own show or be on one, you would be surprised how fun and easy and great it is. And they teach you how to do everything, and you can do your own show, or you can come on somebody else's, or not. You can be a part of the camera crew or something like that. So what I'm doing is I've kind of put together, I've moved around. It's basically a picture of a sign that says Nutmeg TV, and you'll see in a minute it's going to come together because I'm going to work very quickly tonight. I was going to do 2 episodes, and I can't. I usually do, but I'm going to put some leaves in, and as I said, these leaves up here in the corner are not my favorite to add because they're brown, but they're part of the picture, and so I'm going to put them in. And so they're kind of all over the place over here. And it's darker because it's shadier over here. The sun is coming through more over here, but you still have some shade going on here. Okay, and this is a great way to paint because I'm doing very, very loose, and thus impressionism. Okay, I am not outside, so this is not really, it's a definitely impressionist style painting, but I wouldn't call it an impressionist painting because I am painting from a photo, and that is not what an impressionist painting would be. It might be the style, which I'm doing, absolutely. And I'm using a big brush. I'm using a 20. It's a flat. It's from Blick. A lot of times I get the blue ones, so if you're ever shopping at Blick, go for the blue. My dog got that one. But Go for the blue ones if you're cheap, and if you have money, don't go for the blue ones. Spend more money. Obviously, I mean, it's funny. My sister and I were just saying that I don't know. I've gotten a couple things at Walmart, and my music teacher is extremely fancy, and he's so classy, and I love him. And he's like, I'm like, where are you going for break? And he said, I'm going to New Orleans. New Orleans. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, I'm kind of worried about the crime, though. And I was like, really? It's bad? He goes, oh, yeah, people are shooting everybody. And I said, you're kidding. And I said, I went to during Mardi Gras, and I swear to God, someone slipped something in my drink. And he said, see what I mean? I said, I know. You know, I was fine, but I think it was just crazy. But anyway, I told him, you know what? Everything you wear is from Nordstrom's, not to be mean, but you do dress unbelievable. And like, you might want to take a trip with your wife and go to Walmart and just like redo the wardrobe. Because I know you'll love to look good and everything, but I mean, if they're really, the crime's bad, maybe you shouldn't dress so great because he looks rich. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, it's up to him. Everybody likes to look nice, though. I mean, why would you want to look like a slob when you're going on vacation? But anyway, that was kind of a shame. He's a great guy. He's our music instructor, won Teacher of the Year last year. Amazing. I did not win it this year. Our 4th grade teacher, Margaret Smith, did. She's from Simsbury. Hi, Margaret, if you're watching ever. I think Simsbury gets our channel, so you know. She's a great teacher. You can tell she's been doing it for a while. I mean, she's not old, but she knows what she's doing. And, you know, she's just good. And they love her. So, you know, good for her. I've got a couple different colors here going. I've got my whole stack of paper plates. You know, so if I run out of space, because you need space. That's why I really don't like those artist palettes sometimes, because I run out of space. And we'll definitely do this. We'll do this another shot on the TV. But like I said, I'm going to keep this very loose. I was going to draw it with a big magic marker. I found this marker because my husband works for Benjamin Moore, and he's got all these gadgets. And I was thinking, remember when we were little and they had Captain Kangaroo, and then Bill Cosby, of all people, would come on with that marker, and it would make noise and make like a, I don't know, it would like sing when he was drawing. It was called Mordecai the Marker. And he would like go around and he'd be like, doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle. And then to think, years later, he was in charge of kids' programs. And then look what happened to him. It's like, can you even believe it? We were like glued to the TV. Loved Bill Cosby. I mean, Captain Kangaroo, maybe he just wasn't around long enough to get caught, but he seemed kind of normal. But I mean, look what he wore. Crazy. Sheer 70s, you know? And then we knew a guy, you know, and of course, Mr. Rogers, they made a film about him and everything, and everybody, oh, he was so nice, so nice. And we had a friend that was his next door neighbor on the Cape. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah. I mean, I didn't live near him, but it's just the craziest thing. We are just moving different kind of greens around. Another thing with Impressionists is you do not want the same color green. Okay? I might start to do the logo. Now, instead of using this skinny brush, it's got a couple flares in it, and I don't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this gigantic brush, but I'm going to use the side of it to go and do my letters. But first, I'm just going to do a basic kind of white background on the side. It's not really white because it's kind of a little grayish, so I might add a tiny bit of gray. But I mean, I couldn't believe that. Rich and I were just saying there's just so many shows, and it's so nice to get on Nutmeg and just, you know, we have new shows every now and then. We have a Chef Bordano now. I mean, he's amazing. He comes before me, but he's not here. And I can tell because when I come in sometimes, I thought I smelled his cooking, but it's not like my cooking. You know what I mean? It's just totally ridiculously good. Obviously, he's a chef at the Delamar, so obviously he's a good cook. I don't want to get rid of my pencil marks because, and remember, even though the sign's white that says Nutmeg TV, there's shadow. So the sign is not going to be white. So I'm doing it gray right now. And then what I'll do is I'll go back and maybe put in some white where I think it might need some. But I just don't want to lose my letters here. So I'm leaving it like that. Okay, our logo is like a television, an old-fashioned television with like a swirly. And I'm going to draw it right now with a pencil. Okay, remember, this is going to be a little bit, so it goes like this, and it goes like, it's like a snail. It just goes like this, and then around, and then up, and then it has a TV antenna there. So you just put that in, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry a little while I go around and put some more trees in the background, okay? I'm sorry, same trees. I'm just going to do some darker lines because I don't want my tree all being the same color, okay? And you're going to see how it pops when, plus I'm really good at it. I'm not saying this painting's going to be perfect, but I just made way too big of a tree branch. But you're going to want your tree sticks, they're everywhere. I mean, there's tree branches all over the place. So you're going to want to put those in without having them the same color because there's lights and darks in your trees. Okay, so you're going to want to put these in. There's a lot of bendy things going on here. I'm using the same brush. This is the same gigantic brush that I've been using throughout pretty much. And I don't switch a lot because my brush is skinny, but it's flat. So I can make very good, appropriate decisions with it. And I can use it for the whole painting if I want, which I might. I'm going to go back in and put some of this foliage here. Now this is kind of like grass covering, whatever you want to call it. Oh, we have 15 minutes. It's a ton of time. I love it. And then once I put in the sign that says Nutmeg TV, I mean, it's just going to pop. You're going to love it. And I'm going to put a little bit of darker foliage here because, again, the light hits it differently. Therefore, impressionist painting. Notice how I'm going all over it very quickly. It's sort of like when people spin a pizza in the air. You want to make sure it, you know, evens out on all the sides. So I'm doing that. You know, imagine if I end up doing this in a half an hour. That would be hilarious, but I don't think I will. But I'm going to make it really nice so that it looks good in the studio. But I also want it to be just a little bit different than some of the paintings that I do that are hanging around here. And I'm going to put a lot of yellow pretty soon. I did the light blue in the background before you weren't looking. When you guys weren't on screen, we were like miking up and getting everything all ready. So I'm doing that. I finished the Miss Porter's paintings. So 6 paintings for Miss Porter's and 1 painting went to Syracuse for Amy. And thanks, Aim. Always giving me work. This was apparently someone's childhood house growing up. And the funny thing is it didn't have any flowers in the yard or anything. It was just very like my grandmother's house would be, like anybody's house growing up. It's not like these houses anymore. So I said, do you want me to spruce it up and make the landscaping better? And a lot of people will say, oh yeah, or they ask me, can you spruce up the landscaping? It might like make the house look better. But I always say, you know what, don't do that, because if there was never tulips in the front yard, then that's not how they're going to remember the house. So she was like, Dawn, that's brilliant. I'm like, I know, I've been doing this for a long time. So she said, let me do a drive-by because it's spring. So thank God she was able to do a drive-by, and she says, no, there's not one daisy daffodil in the yard. We did add a turtle. She wanted a turtle. So there's a turtle in the painting now, which looks great. And I made it just look perfect. And I referenced with, you know, material. I use different pictures and stuff. We're also doing one episode. My daughter has a softball game, and they play Southington. Oh, God. It's like playing the World Series, playing Southington. Yeah, they're crazy good. So anyway, we'll see what happens. And Davina, the coach, works with me at MD Fox. She is our speech pathologist. Hi, Davina. So unfortunately, Davina, I'm going to try to bust my little behind and get over there so I can see some of the game. But Nettie says that your guys are going to kill us anyway. So, and not to be, you know, a Debbie Downer, because you never know. But, you know, sometimes you just know. You know, like with the Final Four. So fun watching it. I can't even believe it. I put for my bracket, well, I kind of used my dad's bracket, so it's whatever he did. And then Tony, you know, did one. But my brackets were the same. Just one said UConn winning, one said Purdue. And so much fun. I don't have a lot of white here. I'm just going to use a little bit of white to make some of my trees have a little lighter brown on them. It's going to look really nice. And, you know, I want them to look really, really, there's a lot of trees around here. Now, the lighter brown is going to look like there's trees, you know, in the background that you can't really maybe see. And then I'm going to go ahead, and since he's going to come out and say like 5 minutes. He doesn't do the 10, I don't think. I'm going to take the black, and I'm going to try to do the Nutmeg TV sign, okay? because I want you to be able to see how crisp it looks, and you can't really see what I'm doing. Hopefully this works out. Okay, you gotta have a steady hand, real steady. I'm not too good at it, but, and you don't want to use a Sharpie on a painting. I mean, you could, but I wouldn't. So you want to have a real steady hand to do these letters. And you can see I just did the N. Now, this is a very big brush, so I may do the rest at my house. There's one over here behind me, but I'm not going to get it because I'm just going to show you how to do some of it, okay? So even though this is a huge brush, I can still get the TV. I think you can probably see it now. And then I'm going to put the TV in too because I can do that, okay? And then I think I'm going to put the logo in here. And then it should look really good. It should look really good. Yeah. 10 minutes. I was right. Rich, thank you. We love Rich. Oh, God. Can you believe he works at Wesleyan? It's got to be like $100,000 to go there. Can you imagine? Bill Belichick went there, I think. Didn't he, Rich? I think he did. A lot of famous people went there. I wonder if it's like a coaching school or if he just happened to go there. Whoopsie. I messed up on that one. That's when you want to take a paper towel. I mean, you don't have to, but it's so easy because it's acrylic too. Oils can be a pain to erase something, but this is very easy to erase because it's water-based, you know, so you can erase something that you really just shouldn't have done. And now it's done, so I don't have to worry so much. And he might focus, and I'm not sure if he will or not, but you'll be able to see a little bit more of this sign as I go along. And if not, don't worry about it. So hopefully you've been tuning in. I'm having so much fun. We have some upcoming guests. May 20th is going to be Lucia Dostal from Berklee College of Music. Isn't that crazy? And then we're going to have Coachy on to do some hockey. Who else do I have coming on? Oh, I've got a whole lineup of people. I'm so excited. One lady saw us on Facebook. We don't even know who she is. She's coming on. I'm so excited. I forgot her name. She said, I saw it and I want to come on. I was so excited. That's the most exciting, you know, because we don't know her. I don't know. Maybe she's like a resident around here. Very nice lady. Seemed great. And I said, yeah, we'll talk. We'll get you on here. So now I'm starting to do the sign, and you can kind of see it. But wait till I put in the colors of the sign. Now, I just messed up a little, but I'm not worried, okay? Now, the Nutmeg TV logo is actually bright green, like Kermit the Frog, out of the bottle. So instead of making this green, you just buy it, okay? It's very hard to make this green unless you use extremely expensive paint, because to make neon colors can be really expensive, but I'm just using this right out of the bottle. And you can see I'm using this neon green. Now, might put some of it in the background for the leaves, but I'm not sure yet. And that's going to go right down into the ground like that. And this one has to be exactly the same, okay? And then maybe there's a little bit of this green over here, but it's not quite as crazy neon. So I'm just going to tone it down with some of my other colors. And I'm just going to move it around here so we have a little bit of that going on up here, okay? Always Impressionists, they move it around a little so that you have a little bit of this peeking through over here, happy little trees peeping over here. I don't know if I can take Bob Ross's quotes, but oh, he was so fun. I watched him a lot. I don't know why I didn't get bored, because he was so, I don't even know. I'm probably way too loud. People are probably like, she doesn't shut up. It's true. And he like was just so quiet. You know, I guess it would be like if my husband had a painting show. I don't know. But we're having fun. Tonight's the men's Final Four. I think, you know, I don't know. I get excited and I watch at the end and I try to act like I'm all knowing it all, but I really don't know what's going on. I do now, but you know, at the beginning and everything, you know, I needed help with my dad for the, all right, I'm putting in a bunch of yellow because this is a bunch of yellow, and you probably didn't know this at first, but really a lot of the painting is a ton of yellow that's just foliage popping everywhere. Pretty much anywhere where I don't have any color is yellow. So I'm going to throw that in, and then when I come on the next time, this painting will just need kind of like, probably I'll just do the sign to show you all how to do it, and you know, you can get comfortable doing letters and stuff, but not get so nervous over it either. And you can also trace it, which is also a fantastic thing you can do. I'm not going to do it on this one because I think I can handle it, but if you can't, trace it. Nobody cares. It's a way that a lot of people, a lot of artists do that. I'm going to mix some yellow with my white to get a lighter yellow, and there's a lot of lighter yellow over here, so I'm just going to kind of put that over there, okay? It's coming in the background. I don't want to cover up too much of my blue. We also have a like a covering, a ground covering of like a lightish green here that you can't really tell in the picture, but I'm going to put that in. That goes like this, and I'm going to put that over here. You know, I know I'm fast, but I love it. And we're going to throw that together. The same green is kind of over here. It's like peering through. It's got a lot of white. That's coming over here, maybe a little bit darker over there. Okay, and we're going to put that over here. I need some more white, so I'm going to put that in. And then I'm going to put that little house back there. You can't really see the awning. Rich and I were saying, you know, you can't really see the awning so much, but I'm going to put that little building back there, and that'll look really sharp and nice. And then there's still a lot of darkness going on in these bushes over here. So I'm mixing some brown with some green, and these are much darker bushes here, okay? And they go all the way down here like that, okay? And there's another one here, and we're just going to throw it in. And again, we've got 5 minutes. Isn't this great? Can you believe it? So there are some darker colors and darker greens than I, you know, anticipated. So what I'm going to do is just throw them in, okay? And there's also some darker here where the sign is, okay? And that goes up like that. There's a little bit here where the sign is. Yeah, there's some black there actually, but I'm not putting it because I don't think it'll look good. So, you know, artistic, you can take your, what do they call it? I forgot it, what it's called. Take your artistic whatever and do whatever you want with it. So there's some kind of saying, I can't even remember it right now, but anyway, that's what I'm doing, whatever it's called. I'm moving this around a little. There's some dark parts here. I'm going to put that in. Okay, and we want this Nutmeg TV sign to, you know, really pop. And then we're going to do this little building over here. Now this little building is pinkish, yellowish, brownish. Everybody says, how do you make that? Well, you get some pinkish, yellowish, brownish. I don't have any red out, but I'm going to get some right now. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit there. That's all I need to make my kind of brick peachity building that is the side of Nutmeg TV, which is right here. And it's a little more, whoopsie, a little more yellow, which just add that in. A little more white, which I hope I have enough. I think I do. And I'm just going to put that there, okay? And then there's a window there, which I don't really know what it is, but it must be like a little storage place that they keep stuff. And I'm going to put the side of that building there. It might not be the right color, but I can switch it later. And then that window is all black with a white strip. So I'm going to put it in, and I know he's going to come out and say 2 minutes, so I'm just going to throw this window in. See, this is a window right here, and it's like maybe a storage. Perfect timing. I didn't bring a water. I'm going to put this going across, and I'm going to put this window right here going down. And that's going to look really, really great. And then we got a little bit of a sidewalk going there, maybe. And something there. We got a little bit of black here. We have some black in the middle of these trees here. You can't really see it too well. A little bit over here. It's going to make it pop. Again, we've got some black underneath the sign. That's going to make it pop. A little black going around because that's like in between the little trees and everything. So when you think, oh, there's no black, well, yeah, there is. And again, when I went to Boston University, we couldn't use any black. So you had to kind of figure out ways around it. So I'm just going to finish up in Babylon, and please call the show if you want to come on. I'm sorry I didn't turn this into 2 episodes because this is going to be a dynamite one, really nice. And thanks for tuning into the Crack of Dawn. Let me know if you ever need anything, any commissions. I'd love to do them. I'm always around, and I'm actually doing a painting with William Pettit. Thanks, Christina. Christine doing a little painting with William. Junior, and I don't know if it's a junior, but maybe he is. We'll see you on Thursday, William, and thanks for tuning into the Crack of Dawn. I love it. Woo! Happy May and happy flowers. I planted 210 bulbs. You have to plant them at Halloween. I always remember somebody saying to me, just remember, every Halloween, just go to Ocean State, wherever you're going to go, White Flower Farm, who cares, and plant at Halloween, and then in the spring, you'll be so glad you did that, because they'll all come up. I'm just putting like random, not even looking at the picture, because nobody's going to know if I have one stick in the sky wrong. And it's going to look gorgeous, and it's almost done. I love it. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Nick Augustino right here at the East Side Restaurant. We always have the complete full dinner menu. Knockwurst, bratwurst, sauerbraten, potato pancakes, red cabbage, rice pudding, cream pies, all the desserts that Germany had to offer. I always do something different. Yes, I do. I brought seafood to the beer garden at the East Side Restaurant. East Side Restaurant, your German destination restaurant in Connecticut. Tiki-taka, tiki-taka, hoi, hoi, hoi!
Follow us on Instagram at nutmeg.tv.